guys, Karen here. I haven't been doing much scrapbooking for the last week or so because I've been trying to get to grips with my new Silhouette Cameo 3, which was a gift from my husband after Christmas, and we had to rearrange the whole scrap room to fit it in, which is why we didn't get it before Christmas. So I've been playing with that for the past week, to start with, quite a lot of success. I've been making banners and some simple things, and then I started working on a layout. Felt I was ready to do some cutting, and to start off it went really well. This is what I've been working on. It's some pictures of the family. We went to see White Christmas in the theatre in London a couple of years ago, and I wanted to scrap it, so I started off by cutting out this font, I'm Dreaming of Her, and I thought, well, that works quite well. And then I found on the Silhouette store, I'd already purchased, because it was so pretty, a snowflake wreath, which looked beautiful. So I thought, well, I'll cut that out and I'll put that here and slot my photo into it, and it would all look lovely. And that's when things all went rather wrong. I could not get this wreath to cut out. I've tried different cardstocks. American Crafts, the normal cardstock that we all use. The best I ended up with was this, smaller than it should have been. It all went horribly wrong. A lot of the time it just wouldn't cut through the cardstock. That's been the main problem, and when it has, I've ended up with this, and I've had loads of attempts. So I then thought I'd try cutting out individual snowflakes and make my own wreath, which I thought might be a bit simpler. So I've been trying that, and again with limited success. I tried this, which is really flimsy. It's the cardstock, or it's the sort of paper really, that you get when you get in the sleeves when you buy an album. I managed to get them to all cut out, but because it's so thin, I couldn't get them all off the backing sheet. Obviously it's a new cutting mat, so it's quite sticky, and I've tried as much as I can to get the sticky off, and I managed to rescue some of them, but more than half of them just fell to pieces because they're so delicate. But they did cut. So then I had to go with some thicker cardstock, which I have tried with before, and I ended up with yeah, they look like they've cut through on this side. I don't know if you can see, they've cut through. They appear to have cut, but hardly any of them, none of them have actually managed to cut right through the cardstock, even though I'd got it set on heavy cardstock. So I'd got it set on a thicker cardstock. It won't cut it. I don't know what to do to make it cut thick cardstock. This is these are all from the Silhouette store, so as far as I'm concerned it should cut, but I just can't get it to cut. So I just kept trying again with the thin paper, and I have ended up with a little pile of very delicate snowflakes. They have managed to cut, and they've come off the card. I've been really careful. It's taken me ages and ages, but I've managed to come up with a nice selection of cardstock. I've even managed to find a couple of white snowflakes in the die cut set that I'm working with for Christmas. So I have got a whole load of snowflakes here, so I am going to hopefully be able to carry on with my idea. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but I'll now put you on fast forward and let's see how we go. So if anybody has any suggestions as to how I can make my Silhouette cut through thick, well, ordinary thick cardstock, the cardstock that we all use, I've tried various types, but I cannot get it to cut delicate things right through the cardstock, and I don't know why. Even though I've tried different settings and different thicknesses and different heavy, I have tried all sorts of things, can't get it to work. So any suggestions will be gratefully received. Right, so I will try and get on with this layout now, and I'll put you on fast forward and add the voiceover to it after. Okay, so I'm going to start off by sticking the pattern paper onto the white backing paper. And as you see, I'm using double-sided tape, so I can just unpeel a small part of it, get it into position, and then there's only a little bit that has to be unstuck if I need to re-stick it, and then I peel off the rest of the backing paper when I've got it in the position that I like, and it just makes it a bit easier to put the paper onto the backing sheet without having to keep peeling it back off again and readjusting it, which often happens with me. I never get it in the right place at the first go, so this seems to work best for me. And I'm just sticking down the little bits of the words I'm dreaming, the bits that are a little bit loose on those letters. If you can see, there's a few flappy bits that just need sticking down. So I'm doing that now. And I particularly wanted to have the white backing paper around the sides as well as behind the letters. I thought it made it more cohesive to have a white border as well. So that's why I've done it over the whole page rather than just backing the words. And I kept, I thought I'd lost them all, but some of them, but I actually managed to find all the little pieces that go in the letters that have got a bit cut out, like the A and the E and the D. I managed to find all the little bits and stuck them back in. So I was quite pleased about that because I think that makes a difference. And now I'm trying to create my wreath. I've got a 6-inch circle that I cut out, so I just could place all the snowflake that I'd cut around the circle just to keep the shape circular and just give me a guide. I'm not sticking the snowflakes to the paper. I'm just using it as a guide to make the shape and get the size right. And I'm now just I started placing them down, and I thought, well, I might as well stick them to each other as I go, so that I'm actually creating the wreath as I go along. And I'm just doing a little bit of glue at the edge of each snowflake and sticking them together. And I've continued to go round in the circle, and there it is. It's a complete wreath. And now the moment of truth has come to take the backing paper off. And yes, it's a circle. I was really pleased how it turned out. It was just what I wanted. So I'm really pleased that came out as it did. So I'm going to stick that down. I'm just doing a line of glue all the way around the middle of the wreath, really, because I don't need it all over the little bits. I do stick a few of the bits of snowflakes down later, but just to get it in, just to get the middle stuck down. And I think that's worked out quite well. I'm really pleased how that turned out. So I've got that stuck down, and I've tested out the photograph fits in the middle, and there it is again. I'm just going to tuck it under some of the snowflakes, and I'm just putting the photos where I think they're going to go before I go to the next stage, which I think will be, I've got a foam snowflake there that I'm just trying out in the corner. It doesn't stay there. I'm just going to do some backing now on my photos. This one is the White Christmas, so it's like the part of the title in a way, in that it says I'm dreaming of it, and White Christmas. This is I think this is from the poster of the show, and so I wanted that to have a bit of a backing before I put it on the page. So just got a white backing on that one. And then this is the main photo of the four of us. My husband was there, but he actually was the one taking the picture, so he's not in the photo. So that's myself and my 2 daughters and my eldest daughter's boyfriend were there. And I'm just using some pinks and reds, because I think the page is a little bit monochromatic up to this point. So I really needed to pick out some more of the colours, and the pinks and the reds are in the photograph because my girls have got coats with those colours. So I've picked out those colours for the backing. I've got a couple of pink ones, and then there's a little bit of minty colour just to give a bit of variety. Yeah, I'm sorry about the loop hanging down. That's the strap from my camera that was hanging down, and I didn't notice it for a while, and it's still there. Well, I'm just trying to find the backing paper for this photo. It does go in a minute. Eventually, there you go. I noticed it finally, and it was I got rid of it. So I'm just doing a couple of layers on this photograph. Plain white. I tried to use that Jingle Bells paper, but it really wasn't working. So I just thought I'd go for a plain white cardstock, and then I'll do a layer of that beautiful red star paper behind it, because that picks out the colour in my scarf. So I thought that would work quite nicely. So there we are. I've got all the backing layers done, and I'm just tucking that larger photo in there into the wreath. I'm really pleased how it fits in, and it works really well. It's just exactly how I wanted it to look. And then I'm just tucking that other picture just in at the side there, lifting the White Christmas photo up onto some foam, just to give it a little bit of dimension there. Excuse me. I've been eating some licorice and it's made my throat a bit tickly. And Okay, so now I'm going through some of my embellishments. I just picked out a few. I've got a box of embellishments. A lot of them are Hip Kit exclusives from this year and last year. The doily didn't work, so that didn't make it on the layout. I'm picking out one or two bits that I might use for my journaling. There's a little tag there, and that little speech bubble I'm actually going to use for the date eventually. And then just a few die cut bits and pieces. I'm picking out the colours that go with the rest of mainly with the photograph. So some pinks and minty colours are the colours I'm going for the embellishment. So I'm just dotting them around, seeing what I like, trying them out in different places. Things get moved around a little bit, but the colours is what I was looking for really. And to a certain extent, the cuteness. I've got the little bird and the little, I think he's a fox. And I like the little fox. He has no relevance to this page other than the colours go really well with the rest of the colours that I'm using. And I'm just doing my journaling tag. And it just talks about going to see the show of our favourite Christmas film, which is White Christmas, and who was with us. And the show was starring a couple of well-known actors in this country, Tom Chambers and Alec Jones. So that's all I put on the tag there. And then I've got these snowflakes. So I've just picked out some pinky coloured snowflakes because they go quite well with all the rest of the pinks on the layout. So sticking that one down. The circular one that I cut out from I think that's from a cut apart page or from some sort of embellishment, says it's the most magical time of the year. And I've just stuck down a little sticker saying "Oh joy." We all got very excited. These tickets we'd had these since the summer, and it was something we'd been really looking forward to. It was just before Christmas, and it just set us in the mood for our Christmas season that year, which was 2014. And it was a lovely outing. Really enjoyed it. So I'm just popping in some of these embellishments. I've decided that the little bird is better up there rather than where I had it before. I quite liked it sitting on there, looking at the words, looking up into the top left corner. Now these are some stamps I've got to go with my new planner that I had this year, because I bought an undated planner, so I had to get these stamps which have got some dates on, and they've also got the months of the year, which are really handy. So I thought I'd use that to put the date of these photos on. So it says 20th of December. And then I'm using these Jelly Bean Soup letter stickers to put the year, 2014. And I got that up in the left-hand corner, and I thought it looked a bit lonely up there. So I'm just going to get a few little bits and pieces to make it more of a cluster. That one says believe in magic, believe in the magic, that little sticker from the Pink Fresh Studios stickers. And these are the puffy stickers from Pink Fresh. And I put a little tree up there, just next to it, and I'm just going to stick that down, and then I'll just tuck one or two other little bits and pieces in as well. All right, that's a little candy cane. There's a little, you can see a little tiny robin sitting on that, and he looks like he's sitting on the candy cane. That was accidental. I'd like to say I meant to do it like that, but I can't really claim that. And then I stuck a little label in there. I had to cut it down to tuck it in, but it just looked like there was a bit of a gap developing there between the square sticker and the round quote, little quote thing. And then I'm just putting a couple of enamel dots there as well, just to tie it all together with the three colours that I'm using, the teal and the pink and the red. And I'm going to put a few more on another location in a moment, but I'm just trying out this happy, because the colour wise it went really well, but it was just, I tried it, I really wanted to get it on the layout. It was the first thing I picked out, but it just didn't work. It was too big and it didn't look right on in any of the positions I tried it, so I had to give up on that one. So I'm just putting a couple more enamel dots on the tag, and then I think we're just about done. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this layout, and subscribe when you've watched it. Oh no, I haven't finished. I'm sorry about that. I'd forgotten that I actually did outline all the letters in black. Took me a little while because I ended up doing 2 layers of it. So yeah, this was the last thing I did was I went around all the letters. It just made it stand out. I was considering doing it in white, but actually I'm glad I did it in black. So that was the final part of the layout. And thank you for joining me, and please subscribe and give me a like if you enjoyed it. Thank you. Goodbye.